Hello, everybody. This is Joanna from the Gentle Healing Way. I know this is not an incredibly professional video. I am on this beautiful beach in Cork, and I was walking on the beach, and I was feeling called to speak into something that I am very passionate about, something that is very dear to my heart and that is also extremely tender. Which is spiritual abuse. There have been a lot of, the conversation is starting, on a bigger scale, on a larger scale. Thankfully, I'm delighted. I'm so happy to see that happen. I've been working with spiritual abuse survivors for the better part of, 7, 8 years, which includes people who come from ceremonies gone wrong, with spiritual leaders who have abused them in the name of spirituality, in the name of spiritual practices, enlightenment, and all of that. It includes emotional, financial manipulation, and basically all forms of abuse, culminating to the severing sometimes even, but harming in the best case of the relationship between a person and creator, whatever they want to call it. And so because of this big range of people I've worked with over the years, and from Christian cults to like Eastern oriented cults. So from people who come from complete purity culture to the other side of it, where sexuality is exploited, or where people are exploited in the name of enlightenment through sacred sexuality, which does not mean by any means that sacred sexuality is not beautiful and it doesn't exist in its good and pure and healthy form. What I am talking into are the people who are abusing these concepts, abusing teachings, abusing religion, faith, in order to harm and manipulate and just abuse people. So because it's such a tender subject, because it's such an interesting and complex topic, so there's no way I can cover it in one video. We'll probably make more of them. However, one thing that I was really feeling very strongly now as I was walking, and this is why I wanted to record it now and not somewhere nice and quiet and sweet, because it is so alive in me right now, is how our biggest priority in this entire conversation should always be to protect the survivors and care for the survivors. So for the people who have been through this hell and who are coming out on the other side of it, and even more so, who are in the middle of it and have a hard time coming out. So when we get very aggressive, when we get very judgmental, when we kind of step on this high horse when it comes to spiritual abuse, one of the dangers that I've seen time and time again with the good few people I've worked with over the years, is that it can shame the survivors who are already feeling an immense amount of guilt, who are already blaming themselves for getting themselves into that situation, who are already going through all of that. If we accuse, if we come aggressively, if we blame, if we shame, we can actually harm more than we can help, and we can end up basically contributing to a person who might be thinking to be on the way out to go even deeper. Because one of the key and fundamental things of these teachings that are designed to abuse and harm and basically control people is that the enemies or the non-enlightened people will tell you all these things to make you stray away from the one true path. So this is one thing that they are taught all over the board, whether it's religion or different types of cults or controlled religious groups or spiritual schools that are abusing people. This is one of the things that they hear all the time. So when we go very aggressive, when we go very judgmental, we create the perfect opportunity for these vulnerable people to say, that's what they were talking about. Oh, so my teachers must be right, or the leader must be right. Therefore, I am wrong. What my body is telling me is wrong. Is actually, I should never listen to that, and I should listen to my leader. So when we come in a judgmental way, when we come in a hard, harsh, accusative, careless way, we can harm the people who are going through all this hell. And I find that this is a really important aspect to consider. And the conversations that of course, the people who are harming people belong punished, belong in jail. Of course, they should always 100% of the time answer for the hurt that they cause, 100%. And at the same time, we have to be very, very mindful on how we go about starting the actual healing process for the survivors. So yeah, I just wanted to speak into this because it was feeling so alive into it. So, and I will make more videos about, the systems behind how they work, how they get people to come in, the vulnerabilities that hook people into, especially into religious or spiritual movements that are harmful. I'll talk a little bit into that in different videos in the future. However, I really, before we even start going there, I just wanted to put this video out in order to have these conversations in a respectful, in a careful, in a loving, compassionate way that always, always, always minds the survivors, minds the people who are going through all of this, and in a way that keeps them and their needs and their healing in mind, first of all. So yeah, if you would like to drop me a comment to tell me how this sits with you and what you would like to know more about, please do drop me a line. This is Joanna from The Gentle Healing Way, and thank you for being here. Thank you for having this conversation.